Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games at a Time. My name is Joachim and today we will be playing Mage Noir. Okay, so this is a 1 versus 1 card game normally, but I'm going to be playing solo against the Duke, which is easy. I played against him once already with a different deck, the vegetal deck, the nature deck, and did win quite easily actually. But this time I'm going to play with Crushing Pressure, so one of the other 3 pre-made decks, just to show you basically how the game goes through a playthrough, actually. So the solo version is a little bit different than the main game, but not that much. In the main game, normally whoever starts first will be able to take mana from the pool. That works differently with the AI, with the Duke, because at the bottom of the AI cards there will be a symbol that we'll see later that has a certain amount of numbers, and those are the mana cards that are added to the pool. So there are always going to be 2 pools. It has a specific name. This is the Infinite Ether, and when you draw from it and you create 2 pools, that is the available ether. Okay, and we'll be using that, of course, to cast our spells. Now, before the game starts, I get to choose my hand. Now, this is kind of original because I'm going to be drawing 2 sets of 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will be choosing one of these sets, and that will be my starting hand. The other set will be then shuffled back into the main deck. So let me go over what some of these cards do before I make my choice. So, for example, we here have the card Droplet. You can see it is water mana, okay, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything, because normally the cost is in the top left corner, so I'm able to play this for free. And it's transmutable drop. That means I can use this spell as a drop component. So some of these spells, they will require other spells to be able to activate, right? So this is one example. So pretty straightforward. Another drop, okay. Then we have Surging Wave. Now, as you can see, Surging Wave requires 1 drop to have been activated. So let's say in a previous turn I played Droplet like this, and this is a component I can from then on use as many times as I want in future spells. Now, sometimes it'll say that you have to, sometimes it'll have a limit of uses, let's put it like that. But in this case, that is not the case. And aside from that, Surging Wave also requires 3 water mana. That's what I was looking for. From the available ether, of course. So if I do that, it inflicts 3 damage to any target, or 4 if you're a Mage Noir. More about Mage Noir later. Let's say I did have the mana. Now, before I continue, these are the basic cards. I actually have the foil ones, but they don't show as nice on the video. You can see the difference, right? It's too dark. Maybe it's also because of the sleeves. These are unsleeved, but for the video, I decided to use these because they're just so much clearer. Yeah, anyway, so let's say I have 3 of these. I would then put them underneath the card and then put them in front of me like this. Now, at this point, the spell is not cast yet, it's just prepared. So I can decide to not cast it yet, and maybe on a later turn, cast it together with other spells to have like a bigger effect, or I don't know, right? But you don't have to do it immediately, you can just leave it there. But of course, it would also lock up the mana. So that might be another reason why you don't want to do that, because if you cast a spell, then the mana will go back to the available pools, so then maybe your opponent will be able to take it. I'll get to how the pools work later on. So that is one example. Also, whichever word is in the title, for example, Surging Wave, each word can be seen separately and can be used as a component. So let's say later on there is a spell that requires wave as a component. I could actually do this and then use it as another component. Then it would either be surging or wave, okay? So let's say I did cast it, it will go back to the pools. And the way the pools work, I might as well do it now. when mana goes back, or at the start of your turn when you draw 3 in a normal game, not here, because the solo opponent will cause mana to be drawn. You will always do like this. You have 2 sets, so 1, 2, 3. Now let's say it's my turn and I can draw mana and I can choose which one. Let's say I have to draw 4 mana. And let's say I want to have a mix. I want to have some vegetal as well, and let's say 2. And I don't really care for anything else, but I know from experience from playing him, hypothetically speaking, because at the moment I don't know. Let's say my opponent needs a lot of fire. I don't want to give him fire, so I'll just take water because I use a lot of water. So what I do then is like, I want the vegetal, so I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then take this. And then on his turn, he will once again add 3, and then has to choose one of the 2 piles. But let's say it was like this, and I just finished my spell here, right, with 3 cards. Then once again have to add it on my turn immediately after I cast a spell. It'll be 1, 2, 3. And suddenly it's a lot more interesting. You can see that when you cast spells, you're actually giving your opponent a much bigger buffet to choose from. Still just 2 piles, but it's going to be a ton of cards that you can get in one go, a ton of mana, which means that you can combo your cards like crazy. So anyway, let me put these back real quick. And then, so Surging Wave is pretty good, inflicts 3 damage. Both opponents normally start with 20, right? So I start with 20, the Duke, we'll see how much he gets when he comes out. Because for this AI opponent, in the beginning of the game, he's not out yet. Although it might be the first card I shuffled, but you never know. But I cannot damage him until he actually comes out, which is kind of annoying, but it works. Purifying Wave, here, you can see it, 1 vegetal, 1 water, 1 drop. Once again, I would need to have a drop there to be able to use it. Any target gains 2 health points, or 3 if you're a Mage Noir. So I could actually heal myself for 2, or a unit, because there's also units that are permanents that you can put there. Often they're protection. And then I also have this one, water drop. Once again, you can use it as a component for drop. But I forgot to mention that if you use it as a component and you put it like this, you do not do what it says on the card. You only use it for the word. Whatever it says on the card does not happen. In this case, when channeled, once per turn, may be counted by another spell as 2 drop components. So channeling is actually using it as a component. If you're a Mage Noir, it is always counted as 2 drop components. So basically, this is just pretty powerful. In this case, it does count because it literally says so. Alright, so this is one hand. I think it's pretty good. I have healing, I have a lot of droplets, and it seems like drop is used a lot. So this seems like a pretty good hand. But let's look at the second hand. First one here is Great Waters, which requires 2 water and 1 air. Inflicts 1 damage to any target for each water component in play, permanents and equipment excluded. So you can also have equipment. The rules for equipment is that you can only have 1 of each, except for rings. You can have 10 rings or more, I guess. There's not that many in the game, but but like 1 helmet, 1 chest piece, and so on. So anyway, inflicts 1 damage to any target for each water component in play. So all these water droplets would then turn into damage, which is pretty sweet. Droplet, we already saw that one. Surging Wave, we already saw that one. Condensation, 1 water and 1 fire. While in preparation, so preparation means it's in front of you, you've paid for it, you just haven't decided what you're going to do with it. You can still channel it as a component, you can use it as a spell. At the start of your turn, lock 1 water mana from the Infinite Ether under this spell. So basically, you would put it here as preparation, and every time it's your turn, you take 1 water, and you put it here as a lock. And when you activate it, when you actually cast the spell, you distribute the mana locked onto the spell between your mana reserves and your spells. So basically, some of them will go to your reserve, and some of them will go to the active spells. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I don't really know what it means with the spells though. Okay, it's my opinion that it just means you can use it to either cast spells from your hand or just keep it in your reserve. All right, that's pretty cool actually. That's nice. and of course depends on if he can get rid of it or not. Wave Echo means here you need a wave, but I have Surging Wave as well. So instead of using it as an attack spell, I could use it as a component for Wave Echo, Wave 1. 2 water, and then 1 arcane. I think this is arcane. Is it arcane? Tell me. Air, water, fire, vegetal, mineral, arcane, yes. Apply the effects of 1 wave component you control. So basically, that's pretty nice. So the surging wave, if you use it as a component, it would not do the damage. But then if you then use this, you would apply the effects. So the more echoes you have, the more you can actually just activate the surging wave without paying the 3 water. Okay, that's kind of like a cool combination as well. It's difficult to choose which one I want, to be honest. I like both of them. I think I'm going to keep this because it gives me a little bit more possibilities, and I really like the condensation. All right, so these will be shuffled back in. Okay, then we can finally begin. So the Duke will go first. So let's see what he has. Energy Surge inflicts 3 damage to each player. Oh, great. And each player destroys 1 piece of equipment or permanent they control. So I immediately go down to 17. Yes, this is still the easy version. So this is my health. This is just my token. If I turn into a Mage Noir, I would flip it over. All right. So for now, it is just a point plateau or whatever. Maybe later I'll use it. So you can see here at the bottom of the Energy Surge, also 5 mana. So I can get 5 mana from the Infinite Ether and put it in the available ones. So I'm going to have to make a decision here because condensation requires fire. So I definitely want water and fire. I'm going to have 3 to choose from. So to do Surging Wave, I also need a lot of water. Droplet is free, so that is nice. So I think it's going to end up a bunch of water and then condensation. Yeah, a bunch of water and fire. So it's 5. So 1 fire and 4 water. So that, for example, would be, let's put it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I would take this set. And then I have this set to play around with. So of course, I'm going to do condensation and activate this by putting 1 water and 1 fire underneath it. It's prepared, it's not activated, okay? And then I'm also going to, actually, because at the start of my turn, I already forgot I was supposed to draw a card. It's a water drop, so that's also good as well. So I'm going to put my droplet out. It's free, so I have 1 drop component now. So I could put out another water drop. It's like a preparation for Great Waters later on. So I'm going to put out another water drop, put water underneath it. And it says when channeled once per turn may be countered by another spell as 2 drop components. So at the moment I don't even need 2 drop, but it's more like a water component that I'm putting out. Remember, it says here, inflicts 1 damage to any target for each water component. So this is 1 water. This is not, okay? So this has the water name, so that's why it will do 1 damage there. Yeah. All right. So I think that will be my turn. Then back to him. So we know this is the current pool, right? So this is the Energy Surge. It happened, and then it goes away, right? If it has a keyword, then it hangs around. But this is a keyword, so this is a permanent. Gravity Enhancer. During each player's draw phase, if they have an even number of health points, which I don't, they draw 1 less card. Trades with the available ether now require a 4-to-1 ratio. So normally you can trade the mana you have with the infinite ether 2-to-1, but now it'd be 4-to-1, which is of course annoying. And this card has 7 health. So to get rid of it, I need to damage it for 7 health, basically. But it's not a protector. So if the Duke ever comes out, I can ignore this and just go for the Duke. So it also lets me add 2 mana. That means this will become 3 and 1. So I think I will get 3 water for Surging Wave. I think that would be nice. So I can put that out there. I have the droplet anyway. Yeah, so I will get 2 water like this, and then take the 3 water here, and then use the 3 water. Oh, I forgot to draw a card again. Condensation again. Oh, and of course, condensation allows me to put 1 water under this spell. The cool part is, when it's activated, I can actually get rid of the mana that I used to use it. Just comes back. All right, so condensation is there. So do I want to have a second condensation to have like a ton of stuff? No, not yet. I'm just going to stick to what I did. So I'm going to activate Surging Wave, turn it into a component for 3 mana, which goes underneath it. Required 1 drop, but the drop is there, so it's fine. All right, so that's the end of my turn again. Energy Surge, 3 damage. So that is disappointing because I'm down to 14 health. I don't have any equipment or permanents, so nothing is destroyed. But even though 5 mana is added, I'm not going to be able to draw a card. Oh no, yeah, because my health is now even. So yeah, 5 mana is added. So 5 mana is added. What am I going to do? I need some fire. So I'm just going to add all 3, so they're in rotation. So it'll definitely be 1 fire, 1 air. Although fire will come back. 1 arcane. And then 2 more waters. Okay. So I'm going to go for this stack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm taking all of these. That is now my available pool. And then I add 1 here at the start of my turn. So I could activate condensation now and then have a lot of stuff. But I can't do damage at the moment yet. So in a way, it's good that I have this set up for when he comes out. So when he does come out, I can really go to town on him. Or I can just destroy the gravity enhancer because it's stopping me from getting cards, which is kind of annoying. I think I'll do another condensation while I wait to see what happens. So water and fire underneath here. Prepare. There we go. The rest I'll keep because I don't have enough to cast it anyway. So I'll put this here. All right, back to him. The Duke. He's still not coming out. Accumulator. Every time one of the adversary's cards inflicts damage, increase this damage by 1, then unlock 1 mana of any element from the infinite ether under Accumulator. At any time, a player may discard 2 cards from hand to destroy this permanent. So basically, he increases the damage and locks 1 mana after the damage is done, which of course is annoying. And 0 mana is added. So the only thing I can do on my turn is take 2 water. And that will be what I have to use on my turn. But then on my turn, of course, 2 water is locked under both condensations. Hup and hup. The problem is the Duke is not coming out yet. And also at the moment I can't draw anything. And I can't heal either. I can only apply the effects of 1 wave component, which would do 3 damage. I guess I could damage the gravity enhancer. But that doesn't get me anywhere, to be honest. Inflicts 1 damage to any target for each water component in play. There's only 1 water component in play, so it's not worth it either. So I guess I'll just pass and then see what happens now. Another accumulator. So this is annoying. I mean, I keep getting mana, which is nice, but then if he does another energy surge, then I'll get hit for 5, which is annoying. So yeah, no mana is added. I'm just going to pass again. I'm just waiting for something to come out here. So I'm going to put these accumulators on top of each other. So I know there's 2 of them. To save some space. Healer's Favor. Each player draws 1 card and gains 1 health point. Okay. So 15. I guess it means him as well. So I draw one card, which is Surging Wave, which is nice. And he draws one card as well. Healer's Interruption. Each of the adversary's permanents with health points gain 3 HP. Okay. Okay, let's say this is health, right? So here's at 10. And then these don't have health points, so they don't get it. And then 4 mana is added to the pool. So now I can look again at what I need. I can actually afford everything, but I guess more water is always good. So I'm just going to go mass water. So 4 water. 1, 1, 2, 2. And then take 2 water. And because it's my turn, another 2 water is gone under the condensation. Now you might start thinking, are you going to run out of water cards? Well, technically they say it is infinite ether. So if we do run out, we don't run out. You just keep going and you get replacements. His turn again, because obviously I pass. Ether Explosion. Return the largest mana pile in the available ether to the infinite ether. That's this one. Inflicts X damage, where X is the amount of mana returned this way. So I take 2 damage. This damage is distributed between players however they want. I guess he was not supposed to draw this last card because he's the adversary, he's not a player. But, okay, whatever. So I guess I just take the 2 damage. So, why am I at 15? Oh my goodness, I wasn't at even. Was I? Where? I was supposed to be at 14. Yeah. So minus 2 is 12. 12. So I'm still even. I think I'm just going to get rid of this one anyway. I think it's going to have to be necessary. So my turn. Cannot draw a card. Add 2 mana. So 1 here. It's going to bring a ton of mana back to the pool though. Well, this mana is all coming to me. So let's see. If I use Surging Wave, but he has 10 health now, so that's a lot. So I could do 3 plus 3 is 6. And then 1 for each water. Which is only 1. So the maximum I can do is 7, and then these cards are gone. And then nothing much has changed. So it really doesn't make much sense to do. So I pass. Ether Explosion. Nothing happens. And then 2 is added. And I'm just going to activate both of them just to get all the mana. Otherwise I run out. It's a bit silly. So these 2 are discarded. And I just keep all the mana. And look at the wealth I have now. It's kind of ridiculous. But I'm playing it correctly as far as I know. Huge piles of cash. I'm just waiting for this guy to come out so I can pummel him. Or him to do more damage to me so I can finally start drawing cards again. So yeah, I'm not going to do anything else because it's not worth it. His turn. Target array. Inflicts 3 damage to the player with the fewest health points. Okay, 3. 4, 5. So 5 damage. So I'm down to 7, which is good news because it means I can draw a card again. And 7. And he also locks up 2 cards of any element. I'll just do 1 fire and 1 air. Doesn't really matter. So there we go. And then it's my turn. I get to draw a card. And also 3 mana is released. Okay, tied. Draw 1 card, then discard 1 card from hand. Put the mana locked under the spell under another spell you control. Then you may pay 1 water mana to return 1 tied spell from a discard to your hand. Ugh, it doesn't really sound... That's not what I need right now. I need the Duke to come out. So I get to add 3 mana. I'll just do some Arcane and some Fire and some Air. I'll take Arcane and Air. There we go. Now I made the play surface kind of small because I thought from my previous experience I don't need that much space. But I'm proving wrong now. Proven wrong now. So I keep waiting for him, right? Something new comes out. Target array. I'm just gonna die. I'm just gonna die because the guy is not coming out. And he's stopping from drawing cards. So 3, 4, 5. So I'm down to 2 health. This is kind of silly. And then they lock up 2. Let's do 2 of these now. Because once it dies, I'll come back out. Be nice to have some variety, I guess. Okay, so I guess I have to do something now. Because once again, I can't draw because of that one. And I have no healing whatsoever. There's healing in here, but not being able to draw cards is really, really, really hampering me here. So, this allows me to draw 1 card though. So I'll use 2 water to draw. This is gonna go away. Put the mana locked on this spell under another spell you control. Alright, so I'll put it on the Surging Wave. Yep. So I draw 1 card, I have to discard 1. Then you may pay 1 water mana to return 1 tide spell from your discard pile to your hand. I guess it can be this one, right? So I'll pay 1 water. So I guess it goes here and it goes back to my hand. I guess not. I guess not. I don't think that would make sense. This would go to discard and I have to have another tide to get the other tide back. And it is a tide that I drew. There we go. But I have to get rid of a card. The card I'll get rid of is Great Waters. So then I play Tide again. So 2 water. Which we get locked under Surging Wave. Just getting tons of water here. Then I can draw 1 card. So this goes away. Droplet. Ugh. But I can pay one water mana to return the previous tide card back to my hand. Why am I taking a card? I have to discard 1. Well, I'll discard Droplet. Then I pay 1 water. Back to here, I guess. Why did this go away though? And then I will take the previous tide back. There we go. Draw 1 card, then discard 1 from my hand. And then the 2 water goes under Surging Wave. And this goes away. So the card I drew is Prodigious Source. Permanent. Each of your water components counts as 1 additional instance of that component. But it's also not what I need. I need something else, something to either heal me or do massive amounts of damage. So, I mean, it counts water stuff double, which is good for the other one that I discarded. Yeah, so I discard this one. I pay 1 water to get the other tide back. There we go. Then I draw 1 card. Water drop, which is also useless, so I discard water drop. The 2 mana that I used to play this goes under Surging Wave, which is huge by now. And then I can pay 1 water to get the other tide back. 2 water, which will then get locked under Surging Wave. Actually, instead of locking it under Surging Wave, I'm gonna prepare this Surging Wave for 3 water. And then lock it under here. So that way it eventually will come back to me. Okay, so I draw 1. Oh, this again. This is really useless, all of it. I discard it. Then I can pay another mana. But yeah. I'm not gonna do it now. I drew so much, in the end it gave me nothing. And Surging Wave will just stay there. Alright, his turn. Maybe he'll kill me and it'll be over. Nope. I gain 1 health point and I get to draw a card. Which is good, because at the end it gives me 2 cards. So a Droplet and a Wave. I mean, as long as this guy doesn't come out, like he's really not coming out. If he's the last card, it's crazy. I want to kind of check how many cards are in there, but I'm not going to do that. So apply the effects of 1 wave you control. So these 2 and 0 cards were added, but I do get to draw all these. I don't have any, I have 1 wave component, yeah. So I could play both of these. I could turn this into a wave component. and then do 6, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do anything. See what happens. Am I dead? No. This one gains another 3 health points and 4 mana is added. Four mana is added. So at this point, I just need a lot of water. Well, there's not water here because it's all stuck under Surging Wave. Oh my goodness. Let's just put the 2 water in. 1, 2, and then 3, 4. I'll take this. So hop, hop, and hop. So the card that I draw is Tide. At least that's good. So I spend 2 water, lock it under this Surging Wave. I get to draw 1 card and discard 1. So this of course goes away. Purifying Wave, so that's good. I can actually heal. No, I can't, because I don't have any vegetal. I never added vegetal, which is really bad. Alright, so that's too bad. Well, I can exchange though, even though it costs 4. I can exchange. It's okay. I have an option. If I have to discard 1, I discard droplets. So now I play Purifying Wave, but to be able to play, I need to exchange 4. So I'll take 1 of these, 1 Arcane, and 1 Fire, and 1 Water. All of those for 1 vegetal that I then use for Purifying Wave, so I can heal 2, and then this one is added here and this one here, so that heals me for 2, so I'm back up to 5. And I could spend 1 water to get Tidal Wave back. I'm not going to do that. His turn. The Duke, he's finally here. Each adversary turn inflicts 4 damage to the player with the most health. But of course he's going to do 6 damage because of this. So he's going to kill me starting from next round. So I draw a card. Purifying Wave. That's good. And he adds 4 mana. So let's do this and water and air, I guess. So obviously I'm going to go for that. So hop, 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 and hop. Alright, so I have the water, this one, and then 2 of these. So first of all, I will heal myself so he doesn't kill me next turn. Purifying Wave. Boom. So that heals me for 2. And then let's do 1 and 1. And then I will do Surging Wave, which does 3 damage to him and releases all of our first 7. And releases all the water. So 3 damage to him, so he's down to 17. So then it's hep, 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 and hep. Alright. Then I will play Wave Echo, which is 2 water and 1 arcane, which applies the effect of 1 wave component I control. So it's this one. So I do another 3 damage. So that'll be hep, hep, hep. So another 3 damage to him. So he's down to 14. And then I would like to do that again, but I cannot. I don't have enough water. I could exchange. I can't even exchange. Well, I can technically exchange, but I'm not going to. Okay, that's the end of my turn. His turn. Hop. Gravity Enhancer. During each player phase, you have an even number of health points, which I don't. They draw 1 less cards, and 4-to-1 ratio. I guess there's just 2 now. These permanents. So, yeah. So because it's his turn, he does 3 damage, but 4 or 5 to me. As that's, I'm down to 2 again. Which is of course annoying because I draw no cards. 2 mana is added though. I'll just do Arcane. So I'm basically dead. I'm gonna lose. Yeah, I'm basically dead. Because he came out so freaking late and I kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And I didn't get rid of the gravity enhancers. Anyway, my turn. I'll take all this. So a ton of water. And of course, I should have kept the tides, I guess. Keep it going. So I spend a Wave Echo, 2 waters, and 1 arcane. So water, arcane, water. This goes away. I do 3 damage because of the wave I control. So that's 11. But then I'm out of water, out of cards because he's not allowing me to do it, and there's no way I can do anything else. I should have put stuff underneath, but it doesn't matter. This gets shuffled, his turn again, but he'll damage me and I die. I thought this was gonna be easy, but this deck, first time I played with it, it was not as easy as I thought. It was really quick as well, wasn't it? Oh, 40 minutes still. Okay. Yeah. The game is better than this, I have to say. Maybe it's just because I'm a shitty player. Let's see what the next card was. Water Drop, Purifying Wave, Condensation, Azure Ring. At the beginning of your turn, choose one option. You gain 1 health point. If you're a Mage Noir, you may put 1 mana from your mana reserve under 1 spell you control. Now this would have already been awesome because it would have made me able to keep drawing spells. Droplet again, Surging Wave, yeah. Ritual of Melange, you become a Mage Noir. Yeah, I guess this one, it really does feel like your water, right? You go and you come back and you go and come back. I should have really put this full of waves actually. And then when the moment he comes out, it's because with the vegetal, you have trees that you put out. And by the time he came out, I did 10 damage to him every turn because of my forest that I had built in anticipation of him coming. But then in the end, you don't want him to come out too early as well because he does 4 damage per turn. So, yeah. Anyway, in the end, I whittled him down to 11, but that's it. So I lost. What do I think of the game in general? I think it's kind of cool. I like the pools. I think it'll be better with a human opponent for sure, because it's always going to be like, what am I going to put in the pool? What can he or she use? And of course, creating your own deck. I'm still going to play the solo players. Like right now, I'm going to reshuffle, take a new deck, and record a second video where I'm going to play against the Corrupted Druid. Right? So that's coming. So if you're interested in that, it might be a different experience. Haven't played him yet. But yeah, I think so far so good. Is it going to stay in my collection? It's way too early to say. I just thought the mana was really cool, the way you get mana and so on. Not a big fan of this deck because of having to build up and everything, I think. So yeah, we'll see. Take a different deck and fight the Druid. So maybe I'll see you there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is Joachim. This is So Many Games All the Time. See you next time. Bye-bye.